tracks.
So, we have, of course, Stranger Things star Millie Bobby Brown. And we all know her as 11 in the Stranger Things series. I like the Stranger Things series. I think it's a really good show. It's one of my favorites out there. Not every season is good. The first one is absolutely the best, and the last one they did is the second best. But Millie says she became a feminist after a psychic informed her that she was one.
Some people should not be allowed to do interviews. Don't put microphones in their face. Just don't talk. Don't go see my show. It's fantastic. I hope you like it. There, done. Just move on.
Yes, exactly.
No, because I'm not trying to say it's like, gosh, she's a freak and this, like, she's stupid or anything. It's like needed advertised to everybody, but yeah, everybody's got their own thing, something that put them down the path to where they are today. You don't have to advertise it to everyone.
So this is from a Bonding into Comics. This is Jacob Smith who wrote it. Millie Bobby Brown has now thrown her hat in the club. In a recent interview with Glamour, Stranger Things star, as one of the women of the year, Millie Bobby Brown admitted to identifying as a feminist after consulting with the psychic.
First of all, what era of feminism? Second of all, why did her parents hate her? Like, your last name is Brown. I'm going to name you Millie Bobby. Like, really? You're going to name her after a fake singer and okay.
Yep.
Millie God.
Hollywood has been using Brown as a puppet for feminism since she was a minor. Well, they have many years they have really pushed her to like a front face with feminism and stuff like that in magazines and other stuff like that, and as means to expand access to the menstrual care and sex education for girls around the world. Brown addressed the United Nations at the age of 14. Yes. Brown says it was a psychic who confirmed to her that she was a feminist.
I'm sorry, but is she trolling? Be a psychic or a psychopath?
That is a good question. Talk to someone, a psychiatrist, a psychic, or whatever the fuck, you talk to someone and they're just like, you're a feminist, yes, and now you are a feminist for the rest of your life.
But I'm wondering, is the result of being in Hollywood for such a young age, has it been influenced into thinking like a weird person?
Everybody's a little crazy. Stop advertising you're crazy. And as far as what Pris said, as far as being influenced by Hollywood and everyone around you at such a young age, oh yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah. So she continues, who confirmed to her that she was a feminist while campaigning as a minor for such things as Advil and tampons and fundamental rights for girls and women.
Advil and tampons.
What a combination.
What a combination. How do I know if I am a feminist? The actress claimed to have Googled after being told she was a feminist. She really had to Google what a feminist was after getting told, hey, you're a feminist. And you just sit there and, what the fuck is a feminist? Don't know I need to go on Google.
Okay.
She told the outlet that she really grasped the idea of feminism and what it means to me after reading articles and books on the subject. Don't listen to every article online.
No.
And tell stories about what girls and women can be. We have a lot of old movies, really old fucking movies and TV shows that can show what real women can be and girls and stuff like that. Never been a problem in older movies, older TV shows or comics, but yeah, go ahead.
They can't be normal for some fucking reason. They have to do something that makes them stand out in the most ridiculous way. That is.
I agree with Prismatic. She's just either trolling or influence, and I'm leaning on the side of being influenced by the other lunatics.
I see that with a lot of young people who claim to be feminist, who claims to be this, who claims to be that, but they really don't know 90% of what anything means.
These people, they want to do the next thing that's going to make them stand out, crave attention. And of course, what's next thing? Oh, it's the occult, it's witchcraft. That's how I'm going to get people to get their eyes on me.
You wonder why people are more and more disillusioned and just not interested completely in what the so-called Hollywood elite have to say, because they say stupid shit like this. It's like, no,
Yeah, and they're living their own
I'm
damn
normal.
bubble.
It's like, no, just be entertaining. Just try that every once in a while.
Star Wars lightsaber lore explains why Sabine survived her Ahsoka Episode 1 injury. She should have died. She should have died. Disney has this problem in every little single thing they do. Everybody will survive, getting stabbed by a lightsaber. You guys remember Qui-Gon Jinn when he was trying to get the door open? It melts the fucking door. Her organs should have been fucked. But no. That's not how it works in Disney. So let's get into this and see. A forgotten piece of lightsaber lore from Star Wars canon. In Disney Star Wars, lightsabers doesn't mean shit. Colors doesn't mean shit. Nothing really fucking means shit in Disney Star Wars how lightsabers works, or the Force. If you go to the good old real expanded universe, everything has a fucking meaning. But that is thrown away. Shin's lightsaber does less damage than a normal lightsaber. I'm really interested to see why that lightsaber does less damage than a normal lightsaber. At the end of Ahsoka Episode 1, Sabine was stabbed in the stomach by Shin. Yes, and she actually should have fucking died.
Easily.
Easily, yes.
Easily should have died.
Lightsabers have often had an issue in Disney Star Wars properties. Yes, it's always had a fucking issue. And it still has a fucking issue. They are presented as much less fatal than in earlier projects in the galaxy far, far away. Yes, a lightsaber is a lot more fucking deadly. But that said, the source book named Knights of Fate for the Star Wars Force and Destiny role-playing game. So that's the source they're going after, is because of a role-playing game. Is that a thing that is explaining how the lightsabers are weaker in this fucking game right here? Using tabletop game rules and consider that canon into a Star Wars film, series, etc. That makes no sense.
No, it's the definition of a retcon. Putting something out after an event to explain said event. Well, it's lazy. They could have done so many different things to make that scene more impactful or just as impactful. But they just, I'm going to stab her through the gut and she's not going to die. It's like, you could have done so many, do something else where she doesn't die. Incapacitate her, cripple her. It's already been established countless times that you can have robotic appendages. Cut her legs off. Now she has feet, robotic feet. Well, how are you going to hide that with CG? She wears Mandalorian armor. Piece of cake. I mean, that's the worst part. She had an outfit that could be worn to cover up the legs that are now prosthetics, and you don't have to worry about CG at all.
They're going with the rules of a tabletop game with tabletop rules. You cannot consider that canon.
Well, they want to pick and choose where they want to pull the canon from, what they want to respect, what they don't want to respect. Like pulling that rule for a lightsaber. The reason why lightsabers have different power levels in a tabletop game is so you don't have a level 1 Jedi going around murking everyone in sight.
Yeah, they're trying to justify it in any way.
Continuation for bad writing.
It's just going to bite them in the ass in a way.
May have provided some insights into this situation, proving that Shin Hati's lightsaber is mechanically less deadly than usual versions of the weapon, explaining why Sabine was able to survive her stab wound in Ahsoka. So because of this fucking tabletop role-playing game book, that explains why she survives. It's also apparent that Shin avoided Sabine's eternal organs during the duel.
Well, yeah, because she read the script. So yeah, coming up with these nonsensical reasons is like
Mm,
that's you cannot do this in a situation where it is a fictional TV show, movie, book, or whatever, because in those cases it is intentionally written. Making up, like, if you make stuff up like this, you have to call it for exactly what it is. Cope,
yep.
fan fiction, fan explanation to try and make sense of
Mm.
bad writing. They must have spent some time hunting,
Look closely at Toby Maguire's dick.
not for Tobey Maguire's dick, but for an explanation of this piss poor bullshit.
The weapon went through the side of Sabine's stomach. It doesn't matter where she was stabbed and how a lightsaber works. It would have burned her organs. It would have killed her. It would have fucking killed her. With Riva, she got stabbed in the middle. She got stabbed in the fucking middle. She didn't fucking die. She got stabbed twice in
Well,
Kenobi.
Anakin didn't really want to kill her. He was intentionally trying to miss any vital organs
Yeah,
whatsoever.
yeah, of course, of course.
I mean, he knew exactly where those vital organs
Yeah,
were
yeah,
on
of
such a
course.
smaller body because he took anatomy classes at the Jedi.
Yeah, yeah.
Jedi Council.
Riva got stabbed 2 times. She didn't die any of those fucking times. Didn't burn any fucking organs or anything. And they are making Qui-Gon look like a fucking joke. They are disrespecting Qui-Gon Jinn and the purpose of why he died. This combined with a lightful, thinner blade than usual lightsabers likely led to Sabine being able to live. She should have fucking died.
Yeah, exactly. You get, if somebody stabs you with a weapon like that, your inner organs is going to be cooked, grilled, whatever, fried.
Yeah.
Because, and imagine just how that will affect your body. You won't be able to
Mhm.
function. I'm sorry, you will go into a shock that the body is going to be able to
Yeah.
understand what's going on, and it's going to collapse. That's what it is.
When she got stabbed, should have just melted her fucking, burned her fucking organs right there and then. But they are trying again. They are trying to justify this by using a fucking book. Any more thoughts about this shenanigans with the fucking lightsaber and their justification of how she lived?
The again, and of course, the normal argument that fans use is, "Oh well, she was able to get medical attention quick, fast, and in a hurry." It's like,
Mhm.
okay, sure, all right. I
Mhm.
mean, just copium, 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 copium. I said it before. It's what's even more infuriating is they did not have to do that. They intentionally wrote
Yep.
Sabine getting skewered with a lightsaber when they didn't
Mhm.
have to. Oh well, we needed her to be in danger, in peril. They needed her to be incapacitated. Okay,
Mhm.
fine. You could have done that using a lightsaber without making a lightsaber a wiffle ball bat. Like, but I mean, what's the problem with chopping off a leg? Just that simple. Or literally, quite
Mhm.
literally, disarming her. As Chihuahua goes in for the kill, that's when Ahsoka shows up and she has to run. She doesn't have the time to take Sabine out, doesn't have the time to kill her because that's when Ahsoka
Yep.
shows up and
Yep.
constantly trivializing the lightsabers. But every time, every new series that comes out, lightsaber becomes less and less of a powerful, iconic weapon of the Jedi or of the Force users, and it's just that is the most frustrating part about the whole thing.
No, but that is what I've said before. Disney Star Wars, they don't know how lightsabers works. They don't understand the rules that are set in this universe and stuff like that. They don't know it. They don't care about that. It's again, lightsabers doesn't mean anything. The Force doesn't mean anything. Um,
Well, I
they
mean,
messed that all up.
Kathleen Kennedy said the Force is female, so well, yeah.
Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon Netflix film series to get prequel comics from an ultra woke pro transgender creator who threatened to beat people with a bat, and Mags did. I do remember that. Mags did threaten normal people, and gonna beat them up with the bat, and was ready to fight and all that because yeah, a lot of stupid shit.
And Max wonders why everybody hates her.
Yep. Um, Zack Snyder announced that his upcoming Rebel Moon Netflix film series will receive a prequel comic series to be published by Titan Comics, written by Brian. Yeah, that is Mags, just the real name of Mags.
Visaggio.
Yeah, who claims to be a woman and uses the name Mags. Yeah, we know that. So here is one of the cover arts, and that is Clark Bint, I think, who did the cover art and stuff like that. Snyder made an announcement on X where he wrote excitement news that Rebel Moon universe is expanding beyond with a prequel comic series. And back in the day, we in 540 we did talk about his whole plans about the universe. He was not just going to do comics. He was going to do RPG games. He was going to do games if he could. He planned out way too many things at once before the movie was even finished releasing or editing was finished.
I mean, it's good to be positive, but isn't it a bit too risky? What if everybody hates it?
Yeah, no, he had a long plan.
Everybody hates it. If everybody hates it, his plan goes nowhere. So, no.
Normally when something like, I can remember when Star Wars come out, they wait for Star Wars the movie. Well, we didn't call it A New Hope or Episode 4, whatever you want to call it. But when Star Wars first came out in 1997, it was movie first and then merchandise, not the other way around.
Was it?
Yes.
Because merchandising
was
banked
on.
It was.
But no, it came second because George himself didn't even believe it was going to be a success.
No, he didn't.
Well, George Lucas held on.
I'll even put this down, and I'm not trying to change the subject, but I'll just point this out. The person that knew that and felt that there was a chance it was going to be a success was Alex McGuinness, because most of what he got paid was based upon the percentage of what the movie sold and merchandising. That's why he said after that movie, if he wanted to, he could retire right then and there. So smart man. But yes, that most of the time it was always that. Even I can remember Planet of the Apes. When the movies came out, it was movie first, then merchandise. Now, somewhere in like the 90s, that kind of changed. It was, we're going to do merchandise and then release the movie. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think with something brand new like this, that, all right, nobody has seen Rebel Moon yet. You don't even know.
And it's a Netflix production at the same time.
Yeah. I don't think they should be trying to aim merchandise, games, and everything until you find out this movie is going to be something.
Hey, Fudge Norris, hail to you, brother. Hope you're doing good.
What happens if the movie doesn't sell? No one likes it. So logically, the comic book prequel is going to tank. Any games that come after it's going to tank, and any merchandise is going to tank. It's tank, and let's be honest, they can't afford to lose. I'm not sure who's the studio behind Rebel Moon, but they can't afford to lose.
I think Snyder's making this out of his own pocket.
With Netflix, it's Netflix who's behind it, and he's with Netflix with this project.
I'm glad they have money to throw away. I mean, after everything the last 5-6 years going on in Netflix, they can afford to lose that. So, yeah. I just say, if you're starting a new franchise and you want success, I think you should wait till after the movie before flooding the market with merchandise.
Yep.
It is different when you say something like Batman, new Batman movie. Almost logically, there's going to be Batman fans. So you can get away with making a new movie, but pre-releasing merchandise and games. This we don't know nothing about until we get the movie.
Yep. And then we know nothing, and I don't know. It looks like we are getting the prequels. We get the movie first, and then we will have the prequels. We don't know how that movie is gonna be. We don't know how the movie is gonna be. It's gonna be received well. Will it be received bad? We don't know. We don't know how it's going to be received. But he made way too many plans, way too fast, and he should have waited with that. Just make your movie and get that done first, and you see how it gets received. And if it gets received badly, well, it's not going to be more of it. But he already have like, we're gonna do this done with the case. He's gonna push everything at once, and of course when he got the writer, he had to of course choose one of the most annoying fucking writers out there who can't write shit.
Well, threatening
who's the
people is
agenda-driven?
not going to win you anybody over real quick. I can tell you that. And
Yep.
it is a situation that the main comic book industry is in. I mean, you take independent like Ripper, you take him
Yep.
aside. Comic book industry is tanking.
Yep.
So if
mainstream,
you're
yeah.
going to venture into comics, the last thing you want to do is, I don't care what you're writing in the comic, you don't go attacking people. Potential people that might have want to say, "Oh, I'll buy into this." Some people are going to say, "I ain't venturing near it." I'm not talking movie now. I'm talking just the comic.
Yeah.
If I was a person that would wanted to read a comic, I'll be stepping away from it, and it could be the most awesome comic there is. I don't want to be associated reading somebody's stuff and the person wants to swing a baseball bat at me. Why?
Yeah. No, I get you, man. So Zack Snyder, he added issue 1 of Rebel Moon is that's House of the Blood Axe, will be published by Titan Comics on January 10th, 2024, and available wherever comics are sold. Well, I can tell you, it will not be sold in Norway. That I know, because they don't sell all stuff from Netflix in that kind of sense. If they do, that's just a new thing they will do. But if it's a woke comic, maybe. But as Steve said, the trailer for Rebel Moon looks pretty, but again, so do a lot of things that wind up being shit. Yeah. No, that is true. There's a lot of things that can look really nice, but the series looks trash. Unfortunately, that's how it is. In a press release, Titan Comics revealed the prequel series will be a 4-part comic series, written by Eisner-nominated Mags, with art by Clark Pint and colors from Francesco Segala. So Mags is the main writer of this whole thing. Well, it's a good thing Mags is not doing the art, because, well, Mags can't do art.
Well,
Or
she can't
music.
write either, so I mean,
Amber Heard is pretty, lol. I'm one of the few persons that never thought she was pretty.
No, unless you enjoy having a turd in your bed, no, she's not.
So here is the cover art for House of the Blood Axe by Clark. At least he can do art a little bit better than Mags, but as for the story, the official description states sets 5 years before the events depicted in Rebel Moon. So it's 5 years before the movie itself. Part 1, A Child of Fire. The first comic, House of the Blood Axe, provides backstory for the characters Derva and Darren Bloodaxe, leaders of a band of outlaw revolutionaries, played by Cleopatra Coleman and Ray Fisher in the movie. That's true. I remember, Ray Fisher's in the movie. I know he was not so popular for the things he said.
Yeah, he needs all the help he can get.
Yeah. And their Formville family's story. It continues as a war is looming on the horizon on the planet Chasu. The leader of Bloodaxe family conflicted between living up to his father's domineering legacy and maintaining the peace. It's up to him to settle the conflicts with himself, his family, before the entire planet erupts in war. So here we have some more of the art from the comic. Interestingly, the press release also declares this 4-issue prequel series as essential reading for anyone who wants to know more about the rich and expensive lore of the Rebel Moon universe. It notes that Mags is writing the comic. The story comes from Snyder. With an original story from Snyder himself, the comic carries the same levels of drama, action, and high emotional stakes at the director that the director is known for. And if I do not remember wrong, Mags said on Twitter that they got more of a free will to do more what they wanted to do in the comics to make it a little bit their own. That's also a red flag when you see what Mags wants to do in comics and what Mags wants to write in comics and what Mags care about in comics. And that is the agenda all the fucking time. That's what Mags is known for.
That's not a red flag. That's a scarlet red flag. It's that intense.
Yeah. Snyder stated, I'm excited to collaborate with Mags to explore the rich and complex backstory of Blood Axe siblings. In Rebel Moon, House of the Blood Axe, fans will get to discover their motivations as the genesis of the rebellion. Mags described the series. It's all extremely personal. A family conflicted with the patriarch who is in conflict with himself at the moment when they need to be united. It's a story about failure and consequences of failure. So here we have it. The one I mentioned earlier wrote on Twitter back in 2017. So we lick our wounds, but we spike our bats, and we rise against, and we fight the fuck back. We will fight back. Trans women started Stonewall. We know how to throw bricks. Well, I'm just gonna have to use our
If
biological
EVS
man.
said this, they would be burning his house down.
Yes. And then continue with we're done being victims. If the only fucking response to be torrents of abuse, we get to raise our fists.
What abuse? You're literally a defended group. The government literally goes half its way to death for you.
Yes. And fist to our shins and throw the punch. By God, we will. I am done with this. So fuck you, fucking cis assholes. Of course, had to go with the cis assholes. Really important. Fuck your bullshit. Get ready for a baseball bat to the teeth. So yeah, how do you guys feel about more about this Mags person and the way Mags looks at people?
Well, I'll speak as a senior. For me, correct me if I'm wrong, threatening people should be, and I don't know worldwide, but that's a crime. That's a crime. But if you're protesting and you know how to throw bricks, normally that's done behind a police line because the people in front of you got to go through the police to get to you that's throwing the brick.
Yep.
Yeah. If let me ask you this: if you took Mags and say, "Here's a soccer field. You stand here," and someone stands there and hands him a baseball bat and hands this other person a baseball bat and say, "Go at it," I think Mags would run away. You know.
Yep.
And even if you have a chance to win into people in the middle. Throwing and saying you're going to do something violent. If I was to say I'm going to protest and I don't like something about you have a problem there when you have Ezra, what's his name? Miller, the guy who plays Flash, still ain't fired. Still ain't fired. Notice
no.
Still ain't fired for look, he assaulted women, I believe now twice. Still ain't fired.
Assaulted a man to a woman and a man, and he did a lot of fucked up things.
Look, I like Johnny Depp. I'm a Johnny Depp fan. He wasn't found guilty of what he was accused of. Yet he lost his job with Warner Brothers. He lost
Yep.
his job with Disney. And Ezra Miller, there's no question of what he did. There's no question.
No, there's too much evidence. He knows he did it.
So, and this Mags person,
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much connected he has with DC or his involvement with Snyder connects him with DC. But Snyder
Well,
himself,
he's created numerous comic books. He has been part of the editorial before and has destroyed more characters beloved by human beings than
if
he's been alive. So
he's going to be selling any more comic books with this person that this person didn't do with DC, something's missing there. But yeah, I don't have any hope for the DC comics, the DC universe with Discovery, Warner Brothers. I don't have any hope with them people. I'm sorry.
No, I don't either, man, and I get you on that.
There's
I have
nothing
no
that
hope
they
for
just
myself.
the DC universe in the last 10 years. Maybe there's a couple okay movies, but the TV shows were horrid. Some of them shows like Batwoman shouldn't have went 2 episodes, let alone 2 seasons. But they were willing to throw in their money. I don't know where they're getting all this money, because normally the way I always done growing up, everything's based upon ratings. And if ratings fall to a certain point, your show gets off the air.
Yeah,
Right? That's just the facts of how it works. And I'm pretty sure that works the same worldwide. You don't have the ratings, you don't have a show. Done. But
yep. No, that is true, man. That is true.
I don't understand. All right, Snyder had issues with Geeks and Gamers using a symbol, but doesn't have an issue with a person he's helped writing a comic book threatening people to use a baseball bat.
Yep. And I want to say hail to Sax out there. It's good to see your brother. Sax is in the chat. Hail to you, man. Hope you're doing well. But
I just have one final thing that I want to add, and please correct me if I'm wrong here.
Yep.
I don't see why they're putting on efforts on doing this comic book. I don't mind them working on it, but hold off until you see that your movie is going to be a success before it flops.
The comic book is a prequel to the movie.
That a prequel to a movie that we still haven't seen.
But no, I agree with Phil there when it comes to the whole thing that with the comic. Okay, you can work on it and all that kind of stuff, but you should wait, marketing and all that kind of stuff with this, let the movie come out first. None of us have seen it. None of us really knows what the fuck the story is about. We know nothing other than the trailer and what Snyder has said himself. That's all we know. Anything more you guys want to add on to this? Phil, Kilted, Fenrir, Pris?
Nah, I got nothing.
It's gonna be shit. Comic book's gonna be crap.
I mean,
It'll
this
look
is
pretty. It'll be a pretty looking turd.
Well, Kilter just said what I was going to say. This is the typical shit that we have to deal with. I mean, nothing surprised me with these people anymore. I mean, you can easily predict this. It's so stupid. I'm so freaking tired of it.
Yeah.
It's a turd that is being coated in a nice painting, basically. But it's still a turd.
Yeah. No, I agree with that, man. I do. And I know, Phil, you don't have so much time. Is there any final thoughts you want to say about all this?
I think when people are writing stuff and creating stuff, they should think before they say.
They don't even do that with the movies with the fresh draft.
It hurts me. Like I said, I hate to bring up my age, and I've come from a different time. But did we have back in the 70s? Did we have controversial things? Yes, we did.
Yeah, but what? Yeah, but Archie Bunker made fun of it.
Archie Bunker made fun of it. You had the Jeffersons, which was a spin-off of that show. Ironic, an African American show spin-off of Archie Bunker, who was bigger. But it's okay to have things in today's world you want to talk about. It's different to say in today's world, you have to accept it. Or when Hollywood, in particular, I'll use an example of the Oscars. If your movie doesn't have diversity, have no chance of having your movie in for an Oscar. So if a person from China wants to write a movie about the three kingdoms, they're automatically excluded. A ancient historical classical right, which fortunately only involves the Chinese. So I don't want to see, no offense there, Jason, somebody from Norway magically appearing in 100 AD China. I don't want to see no Native
Me
Americans
neither.
appearing in 1 AD China.
Same. I wouldn't want to see any Africans there either because it wouldn't make sense.
It's just because, look, if you want to do something modern today and be diversified and inclusive, fine by me. But ancient times, it was different. And yes, there was some merger and some inclusiveness, but basically, when you went to China, there's only Chinese.
Yeah, for example, if you're going to do a story on Arthurian legend, it makes sense to make all the guys Europeans from British to
I mean, it's
some Nordic descent.
It is. I mean, like I like
French.
Tolkien and very much into Tolkien lore. I feel that if you don't like Tolkien lore, you don't have a right to change it.
Exactly.
He specifically said he written that for his country, which was England, Britain. Okay, whatever you want to call it, either way, same thing. Okay, if they don't have Indians from India, it's because he didn't write it for them. Just like there are manuscripts and books of ancient times of people written in India, ain't going to have a European from Britain. And we can't just mush everything together because we want to make everything hunky-dory and we're all singing Kumbaya.
Yeah, because if you mush everything together, you're taking away its magic, its uniqueness.
Yep.
People, I think of, look, they used to tell people here in the States, we're a melting pot. Well, we're not a melting pot. We are a salad. You have certain tomatoes, there's lettuce, there's onions. We're in it together, don't get me wrong. But in the salad, not everything mixes, but it's all part of it.
And a whole bunch of people are trying to toss it.
There you go. I just don't. I think we lost common sense somewhere. And this person that Mags, I don't care if he's a trans or whatever he is. More power to him. What I care about is that he sounds like a psychopath that wants to hurt people. Threatening
he
people.
is.
Yeah. So if you want to you know what? I would love to see him go into a biker bar with Hell's Angels or pagans saying he wants to swing a baseball bat on them because they dare say they don't like something.
He'd be found dead in the ditch.
Yeah.
And I don't like being mean. I don't want to see. Look, I'm all for being peaceful and non-violent up until a point that someone makes you go violent, and what I mean make you, where you have no other choice but to defend yourself. I don't like the idea, I gotta throw a brick because somebody doesn't like me.
Well, the thing is,
the world isn't supposed to like everybody.
But the thing is, Phil, you're not being mean at all.
I mean, one school and
you're being critical.
Didn't get along with bullies, everything. But you're not saying you want to throw a brick at them.
But that's the difference between these people and, I will say, people like us. You're being critical, while Max, she's being angry, or he, I guess. I don't know what the thing is, but they're threatening people with violence, and it's so annoying because they don't get their. I don't know what these people's deal is, but it's so annoying. They want to insert themselves in every single
psychopathic.
thing. Yeah, sociopathic, psychopathic, whatever he, she, they, them, it's whatever they are. But that's so confusing with these people. And you shouldn't be afraid, Phil. Be critical with these people. You can even my stupid LGBT card, even so, because somebody has to say something. And that's it, because this is getting overboard with these people. It really does.
I think everybody could agree. We just want movies and entertainment to be.
Yep,
Just
exactly.
make it. Don't throw an agenda. Don't throw politics into it. Don't throw anything. Look, if you're writing a story and you want to create something, create it. Don't go into some of these other establishments like DC Comics and their superheroes, Tolkien, Star Wars, and decide I am going to change the characters that are already established. Create your own. I tell people, Rings of Power was the worst Lord of the Rings thing associated with it that I ever seen. But I will tell you this: if they didn't,
I'm shocked that nobody hunted the people behind it.
I will tell you this: if whoever was behind the Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power, if they never used the Lord of the Rings, changed it to like something like Elf World, nobody would have been upset. It would have been a major hit, and people wouldn't care. When you put it under Lord of the Rings, you're putting it under Tolkien. You see what I'm saying? You're already trying to change something that he never wrote. And, forget about the timeline and everything with that show. But, like I said, I wish people would create their own. Do they not have any ideas in Hollywood?
Nope.
Remakes?
Nope, they don't.
No, they don't.
And the remasters and all this stuff?
Actually, now that I think about it, it's not that they don't have ideas. It's just that the people that actually have the creative power to come up with ideas aren't accepted in Hollywood.
Independence, content
pretty much.
creators, independent, fan made, especially on YouTube. I've seen some of the best Star Wars in the last 20 years be on fan made. Yeah,
the rewrites, reimaginings, and so on that they've done are just perfect.
That is where I think
All of
entertainment.
those are a lot better.
I think our entertainment survival is where it's going to go. It has to be through the independents. Because you know what? They're creating. Even if they decide to write something Star Wars, from what I've seen on YouTube and what I've seen, the stuff that they created, they honor the work, they credit the work, and some of it is magnificent. So I'm sorry if I ranted.
No, man.
Hopefully I didn't come across as a hater. I'm not a hater. I love everybody. I just don't want no brick thrown at me because I'm throwing a brick back. And if you're swinging a baseball bat, I'm swinging too.
The only one you have problems with is Cash Money.
Cash Money, but I don't hate them. I don't want to throw a brick at them. I just want to keep them in line. But before I go, I want to thank you for having me on.
Yeah, man. Chris,
pleasure to meet you.
If you noticed, I was hired.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Sam.
Wait, so I wasn't the oldest person here this time? Hell yeah!
No, if you're not 52, then I got you beat.
Not by much.
Okay.
Only got me beat by 3 years.
I don't mind being the senior. Someone's got to be the senior. But
fuck that, I ain't the senior.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on.
No problem,
I was
brother.
proud to be here and glad to be knowing that I was better than Cash Money. And hopefully I will be on again.
Yeah, man.
And like I said, people, this is the last thing I will say. Hollywood is going crazy. If you want to see stuff that is wonderfully created, go on YouTube, hit fan made, whatever subject matter you want. Be it Lord of the Rings fan made, Star Wars fan made. This is where our entertainment is going and where we need it. For comic books, we have no hope besides the Ripperverse. And you can see when that he what he created
And some other new content makers.
He God bless him for it. There's hope for comic books. If you like I said, Ripperverse. There's the other stuff right now, and what I've seen right there, I wouldn't waste my time. So, but everybody have a blessed day.
Hold on, Phil. Hold on. You need to say what the TGA PSD said. You need to.
Oh, somebody wants me to say, "Get off my lawn"? Yeah, yes. I say that a lot. I say that even to my grandkids. You know, when you put the grass seeds down and you want certain spots to grow grass, the last thing you need is the kids to go over and stomping on it. So
Yeah, but where can people find you, Phil?
But yeah, hopefully I get better soon and I can go back to streaming.
Yep.
But as of right now, I'm able to have enough energy to get on YouTube, my fellow YouTube people. And yeah, you can find me normally hanging out and chat over on excuse me, gotta get my breath. Mike's channel, Pacific 414. I hang out there. I hang out with Cash Money. Believe it or not, we are associates. I can say friends, but okay, friends. And yeah, but there's a bunch of us that hang together. We talk, we hang out. Jace comes over sometimes, and we talk at night. Just have a ball, and we get along. You know,
Yep.
not everybody thinks and believes the same way, but you know what? We're sane people. We can
Yep.
have a discussion. We can disagree and not throw bricks at people or thinking about
Exactly.
So speak for yourself.
And that's beautiful.
Thank you very much.
So
Thank you for being here, Phil. It was nice having you on.
anytime. And I'm sorry. I
Pleasure
couldn't-
meeting you, man. Hope to see you again in the future.
But all you guys are all wonderful. And yeah, I have to go back now because my grandkids are asking for me. So I'll catch you all later. Thank you. Goodbye, everybody.
Peace.
Goodbye, brother.
Goodbye.
Lucky pricks got grandkids.
Yeah, we all want those.
And I do see WookieBeBad in the chat.
Hey,
Hail, brother.
Wookie,
I
how's
hope
it going, bro?
I hope you're doing good, brother. Hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're doing good. It's good to see you. Man.
That was shit. That was
That-
absolute
I know. I know.
good lord.
That sounded like a retarded Wookie. That's a good one. But hail to
I
you, man.
know, and I know, and I'm
If you have
ashamed.
time, man, you know, just pop in whenever you feel for it. Wookie.
Sound like Amy Schumer having an orgasm.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus
Kill.
Christ, the image
Come on.
How do you
alone.
know? How do you
wasn't
know?
that
Kill?
bad.
There you go. I was waiting. I was like, is anybody going to catch what I just said?
How do you know? How do you know?
Yeah, that's my question.
I mean, it's been a while. So,
Oh, come on, Steve. I'm trying. I tried as hard as I could. Okay, I don't have the throat for it.
No, man. I'll get back.
really?
You know, when is it Amy Schumer and you made that noise? God, that's gross.
Yes, I have revenge. I have a.
My throat is something. Oh, that just made everything better, funnier. Oh God.
I'm so glad Phil didn't experience this. Poor man.
We don't want him to get a heart attack, you know. God. That's what she said. Yeah, exactly, my friend. I suspect that she sounds like a whale.
Hey, don't insult whales like this.
It's a lot of. I mean, that's a lot of cushion. You can bounce right off that, go right back up. It's been a while. Okay, leave me the fuck alone. Oh God, never mind.
No, I heard nothing. I heard nothing. You know, I heard nothing at all. But we are gonna get some more positive news that I want to talk about.
Positivity.
Yeah, that's not often.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
And I also have more negative stuff, like Star Cruiser might get open again.
What?
Yeah, yeah. that
They
might
would
happen.
have. They would have to go back and showcase the
That's still a
original
thing?
trilogy. That's it.
Yeah.
They would have to go back and do it as with the original trilogy setting with the right characters. Maybe like they shut it down.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They can't do it because they can't keep it forever. Sooner or later, they need to move it to something going forward,
So
and they already
if
killed
they
the
are
chance of any
gonna
of the legends
reopen
because
it,
they
it's gonna
made
be
the
a little
future
different.
the sequels.
No, they need to be a little different. But,
So it has no future.
Ding.
No, what they talked about was like, if the Star Cruiser gets open again, the suggestions are if they may reopen, it will be more
Original trilogy.
streamlined version of the Star Wars Hotel.
Original trilogy. That's it. That's all it's got to be. Do original trilogy. You do. I mean, honestly, I don't think you would need the same character. You don't need the OG characters. Just use
Hail
the
to
OG.
Wookiee, not a shell.
Have it take place
Howdy.
during the original trilogy with
Yep.
similar storylines, and maybe not have it so structured, so scripted, where like make it an actual vacation.
Yeah. So what,
It's-
Wookiee, what do you feel about that if they do reopen the Galactic
He's
Star
feeling his
Cruiser?
beard right now.
I really did like Star Wars original theory for that. Star Wars theory's original thing for that. You go there
Yeah, no.
and you can choose light or dark, and you go to your temples.
Yep.
And you do like 2 or 3 days worth of stuff. You build your lightsaber at the end. It's included in the price. All that cool stuff. You could have them like go find their crystals.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's your voice.
My voice.
Fenrir's jealous, okay, and of your
Oh.
beard.
No, it sounded like.
I think Fenrir, did you turn gay for Wookiee here? Did you turn gay
He
right
might be
now?
hearing my
No.
dog
No,
bark.
I'm surprised that's his voice. I always kind of saw. What was that guy? The one who used to do those radio shows about alien invasions. What's his name?
But no, I
Orson
agree with
Welles?
Wookiee there, man. You
Orwell,
that would've been a lot better
Orwell.
plan.
Orson Welles.
Orson Welles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Orwell. That's a whole different book.
Yeah, I
No,
thought it was Orson Welles. It was Orson Welles he sounded like. But now it's this. I'm
It is a
disappointed,
good
man.
Well, I'm just getting over being sick too. So
Good that you're feeling better.
Still a
brother.
pleasure to talk to you, dude.
But what you said, Wookiee, with all those plans, it would have made a lot more sense and not have this so scripted plan that they had, and it wasn't like surprises at all. Everything that when you got like the thing that they told you what's going to happen at this point, this was going to happen, this was going to happen, yada yada, and it's also the prices they had.
oh yeah, the price was retarded.
It
they tried to
really
make it a
was.
dinner theater for like 2 days, and it doesn't work.
No.
I guess Drunk was saying they're going to reopen it as a dinner theater.
Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, I'd pay $200 or $300 to go to a
It would
Star
probably
Wars
only work
dinner
if they
theater.
make it in 2 sections. One's for kids and the other after dark for the adults, where they can do whatever they
The whole
want.
thing I mean, like you said, if it's a dinner theater, if there's some sort of scripted storyline, it's going to have to change. You need replayability for things like this. Going and experiencing the same thing over and over again, plus the price tag that they had for the original, it's only going to be fun so many times.
What
You
I
have
can
to
say
change
about
it
the
every
prices.
few months, maybe
Mm.
a season. Like if it's open for a particular season, every season is something different. Which, of course, unfortunately for Disney, they would need talented creators.
Yep.
And Dave Filoni ain't fucking it.
No, definitely not.
No, he's not.
I
but
found
no,
out apparently the space whales, he stole that too.
From who?
Treasure Planet. He didn't just
Oh, right.
He didn't just steal the map. Apparently he stole the space whales too. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it is Dave Filoni. He likes to steal. That is his thing.
He's so creative. He's so original. Motherfucker, Ahsoka was a ripoff of half the other franchises.
Well, that's what I said.
Ahsoka the
That
White.
Dave Filoni's not real because they had to go around stealing body parts to make him because he doesn't have an original bone in his body.
Yep, exactly. And also, what is fun with these prices on this Star Cruiser is that in Norway, well, that is almost rent for me. It's like that is like as much as I pay for my rent. I just pay a little bit more, but it's almost the same price. It's like it's not far off for me paying my fucking rent.
How much
It's
was
like-
it for the full stay for a family of 4? For a family
How
of
much
4.
was it again? Do you remember?
Was
Wookie,
it
how much it
$5,000 or
was?
$6,000?
I'm thinking somewhere around 50 grand.
No,
It's
no.
expensive enough.
It was 4 digits. It was only 4 digits. It was either $5,000 or $6,000 for a family of 4 for a 3-night stay. That's 3 months income for me.
Yeah, for normal people,
Well,
that's
no, never mind.
highly
Sorry.
expensive.
It's a month and a half. Whoops. I forgot. It's a month and a half. Never mind.
It was like 6K ish.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
That's a little more than a month and a half for me.
Yeah.
I have
that
better
is
things. You know how many
basically-
Legos I can buy with $6,000? Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh,
But it's just like
all of them.
no
would
normal
definitely- I would
people could
definitely have
just
that
go
fucking-
there. You had to have a lot of money to actually travel there and actually experience this Star Cruiser. But again, Star Cruiser looked shit. It looks cheap. It didn't feel like Star Wars. And
I would own the
food
Venator
looked
and he'd be like,
horrible.
"You have to put it on."
Didn't they have like blue shrimps or something like that? Ugh.
Yes,
It
they had like
looks
food
disgusting.
coloring on shrimps. Who wants to eat shrimps with food coloring? That looks
No.
Me?
like
I don't give a fuck. Shrimp are awesome.
No, I disagree. I don't like shrimps.
you don't like shrimp?
I will fucking eat shrimp cocktail for. Oh god. Okay.
Well, you can have mushrooms.
shrimp
Go ahead.
I
Grilled
want to do
shrimp.
sushi. What? What about mushrooms?
Well, sushi's great.
Sushi's fantastic. You said mushrooms. Portobello mushroom, a nice grilled portobello mushroom. Oh, I just ate. God damn it! Now I'm getting hungry.
This is why I hate these streams. I always get hungry halfway through.
I ate before getting on.
But before we get to more Star Wars news, we are going to get to one actually more positive news that I'm excited for. So let's get into that one. So I'm not a tabletop, nor a game player like that and stuff, but our good friend Chuck Dixon's Conan will be developed into an RPG source book, and I think that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. That is, something nice for once. Comic book legend Chuck Dixon, the creator of Bane, of course, will see his recently released Chuck Dixon Conan novels get developed into a new RPG source book, and I think that is fantastic news. All hail to Chuck Dixon. It's going to be fun to get him back on the channel again. We are talking to get him back on. We are talking about getting Mike Barron, Chuck Dixon, and I'm currently talking with Eric July's team to get him on the channel.
Nice.
Chuck Dixon's Kanan world was introduced to readers in Castelia House, The Siege of Black Citadel. Dixon recently expanded the world of Craven after Demand and plans to continue his exploration of the character and the world in the Pit of the Blind God, which is expected to be published by Castelia House sometime next year. The first novel saw Conan participate in the siege of the Black Citadel, throwing forests that is the key to a civil war between the Mad Emperor Starbonus and his cousin Prince. Dude, my pronunciations on certain stuff is not good, so I'm sorry about that.
Starboner? What?
What? Did you say what?
I'm picking
What?
He said Starboner.
Starbone. I said Star. Did I say Starboner? I hope I didn't.
No, I think you said star bonus. That's what it sounded
Yeah.
like. But
Okay.
I'm me.
I'm like, boner, what the fuck, dude?
Like you heard what I said. Yes, I did, and it doesn't matter. I heard what you said. I'm turning it into whatever sounds like a joke. I do this to my technicians all the time.
Son of Midas, Conan has to navigate the politics of Seth Midas' war camp while also seeking to find a weak point into the Citadel. The giant warrior also hatched up his own plan to enrich himself and his company while taking on the full four-field enemy and horrific creation conjured by dark magic and more. And I still have not read this, and I still really want to read this, so it is on my plan to read. So, in the second novel, Craven of the Demand, Kanan and his group of savages, mercenaries, prey upon Cravens of Sugir, however, taking possession of the riches intended for King Samora, including the beautiful princess. Temerarian is hunted by the king, elite soldiers through the desert. But Kanan doesn't have to worry about soldiers pursuing him. There are horrors that might make Kanan bulk lying down deep within the desert. And I really like this, man. I'm really excited to finally get to read them at some point. But the new RPG source book is being created by Outmarch LLC, and will use the company's upcoming adventure Conquer King system, Imperial print. I'm not so familiar with tabletop games and stuff like that. Unfortunately, we don't have tabletop here right now. But is any other than me, like Wookie, Kilted, are you guys into tabletop games?
I used to be. I mean, I still have. I used to game like every weekend. But as the years have gone by and I've lost contact with a lot of people that I hang out with, got away from it. Got rid of most of my gaming books. The only set that I still have that I will never, ever, ever, ever get rid of is my D20 Modern stuff, because it's just it's probably almost it's almost as versatile as GURPS, but not as fucking complicated.
Okay.
You can mix and match anything, but I'm gonna be AFK for a minute.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I saw that.
Because I have to feed people and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's important, man. But what about you guys? What do you think? How do you guys feel about he gets his universe into an RPG tabletop game system? How do you guys feel about that? Chuck Dixon,
That's cool.
his work
He
gets
deserves
expanded
it.
on.
Dixon is a very talented person. He deserves it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I agree with that. I'm not much into tabletop games, but that's pretty cool that a comic book writer gets to have his own universe in a tabletop game.
Yeah. And he deserves it too, man.
Another one of his accomplishments.
Yeah, and
it's great to see this. The comic book writers that actually try keep getting more work and more money, while the ones that are shit keep begging people for money. Just speaks volumes.
And as long as it doesn't get corrupted. That's how I say it.
No, so here we have this one, the Imperial print and everything. So no, I'm excited for this. This might get me more into tabletop games when if I'm gonna play with people. This is something I really want to check out. I'm not, like I said before, I'm not a tabletop gamer like that, but I want to check it out because one, it is Chuck Dixon's universe that he's been creating, and I really want to check it out. And I know a lot of people in our community that we are friends with. Plays a lot of tabletop games and stuff like that. So this would actually be a good introduction for me to get more into this universe of tabletop. I think though, but no, all I want to say is that I'm proud of Chuck Dixon. That your world is getting expanded on, and not just that, he's also with Eric July with the Alpha Core, and that's just around the corner. Eric July just said that on Twitter that it's just around the corner. So really excited for that. I think a lot of us are excited for the Alpha Core comic and see how that's gonna go. Yeah, what do you guys think? Are you excited for it?
Yeah, I am.
For Alpha
So
Core?
far, the Rippaverse is one of the
Alpha
few, if not the only, universe that I actually care about reading this stuff. That in Rogue Sun.
Yep. I'm really excited for that. I'm really happy that his world gets expanded on with Oh, look at that! Look at that! Let me put you on the big screen.
Over here. I got 2 of these. I haven't opened the second one.
Sweet, bro.
But I got 2 graded ones behind me, behind the TIE Fighter. Signed edition number 1. All that good stuff. Yeah. That's all indie comics in there right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I said I was going to put a picture of Eric in my wallet so I remember where my money went. I personally believe Eric is the next Stan Lee. I think he's going to create a universe that is amazing and be able to run it.
Yeah, no, I believe so too, man. And he has proven himself to be one of the great creators out there, and he knows how to maintain this world. He knows how to find the right writers.
He doesn't have to draw it. He doesn't have to write it all. He just has to oversee the project. That's what a good boss does.
I believe in this universe a lot, and I do like Isom. Unfortunately, I've not read Isom 2 yet, but I will. Unfortunately, I don't have my copy yet. Hopefully, it will be in the mail at some point. But I live in Norway. Things takes a little bit more time when you live in Norway, unfortunately. But I'm really excited for it, and I'm still happy, he finally got Mike Barron on the table too. So I was in an argument on Discord with a guy, and we talked about Ahsoka, and he absolutely loves this fucking show. And he tells me that, the way the Force works, that's exactly how the Force works in the expanded universe and other stuff. That's how it is. I'm just like, the fuck are you on about, man? And this show fits the canon.
Did he give specific examples? Because if that's just going to say, that's how the Force works, which part? Let's discuss
that's how the Force works. There's no problem with it.
I would simply
not
go,
just that. It's just like, and when we talked about Sabine, it's just like, we never know. We didn't know back in that time that she could have had the Force in the show. We just didn't know it. It's like it was never indicated that she was a Force sensitive.
No, it wasn't.
She never practiced. She never did practice.
Actually, it was said that she has
this
almost
is why
no connection to the Force.
This is why it makes no sense, because people will say, he didn't retcon. Yes, he did. He retconned a lot of things from Rebels.
He retconned the whole series.
There was freaking no Zeb. There was none.
And he was the one responsible for Rebels. How can he have retconned everything?
Just pretty much did. It's just crazy. And it's like, I don't hate Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, but once again, this show to me is just an absolute mess. So, sure, I was happy Hayden Christensen got more screen time. It was about fucking time, but still.
Everybody remembers that Rosario Dawson did a nude shoot about 5 years ago.
Did she?
She was on the cover of Vogue magazine.
What?
She was very ripped, very in shape. I noticed during the last episode of Ahsoka where she takes the shawl off, the old lady shawl. She has no muscle definition in her arms.
Yeah.
But who are we talking about?
I know.
Rosario Dawson. She's just thin. She's not cut like she was. That is why she sucked so badly with a saber.
Yep. Ray Stevenson, who actually, he has a couple pounds on him, of course, but it's not like fat or anything. No. But he knows how to fight. Like he's a classic actor. He knows how to go into roles, even if the dialogue wasn't the best with his character and all
that. He tried to make it work as best he could, because he cares a lot about his craft. Right. Yeah, he was one of the best things about Ahsoka, in my opinion.
And what they did with the end is
they just screwed him over. It's like some.
And now he's dead, so he'll never go anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
That is the big question: what they're gonna do with this character, though. If they're gonna continue the show,
they're probably gonna kill him off screen and give his role to the student.
And Mother of God, if they kill that character off screen, I think even the Disney even some Disney shills would be pissed, would lose their fucking minds.
What I think they'll do
they need to recast the character.
If there's a season 2, he's going to find whatever he's looking for, whether it be in the father, Abeloth, or whatever, and it's going to transform him, and he's not going to look the same.
That's fine. Recast him. Absolutely. 100%. Recast him. That character that's the only character I'm interested in anything about. We barely know his motivations. I'm more interested in knowing how he got to that point. What happened after Order 66 that apparently didn't kill any fucking Jedi.
I would like to know that. I would also like to know why I'm supposed to care about Shin as his apprentice. That's what I would like to know.
They didn't do a real good job with that one.
No.
But Jason, like you were talking about, you were arguing with a guy on Discord. So I have a girl at work. She's got a baby Yoda on her desk. She has the sides of her head is shaved.
Yeah, of course.
She's got a Darth Maul lightsaber tattooed on her arm. So somebody told her I had Star Wars tattoos. So we were sitting there talking, and she's like, "Oh, I love Star Wars." I said, I don't really care too much for the Disney stuff. And 2 years ago, she walked away from me when I said that. Now we were talking about Ahsoka. And she was like, "Oh, it's so good." I'm like, "Really? What about this? What about that?" She's like, you're right. She's a huge Rebels fan. She's like, you're right. And I'm like, the only reason Ahsoka's worried about Ezra is to get the throne. She can give a shit less about Ezra.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
And, so we were talking all the way through the series, and by the time we got to the last 2 episodes, she's like, this show is so bad. My buddies at work joined. They're like, "You ruined Star Wars for her." And I said, "No, I taught her how to remove the member berries and look at it from a mechanical point of view."
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Without the stuff that came before, it doesn't make the show. It just makes it a show. It doesn't make it great or bad.
Yep.
Right.
But this was already established characters in Rebels, and and Ahsoka from the Clone
They're
Wars
all
and
Rebels. And I still think that Thrawn might have eaten Zeb. I think he had a meal. That's why his stomach got a little fat. So
we were talking about it on one of the live watches, and they're like, "Okay, you got to use a voice actor from Clone Wars or or Rebels to be in this show. Who would play a good Thrawn?"
Mm-hmm.
Sam Witwer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Of course.
Put the same prosthetics on his face.
Yeah.
He would have the statue. He would have the voice.
Yes.
Even though you are a voice for a show, that doesn't mean you are perfect to play a live action of certain characters.
No, I had people in my comment section on my videos. Oh well, he's the original voice actor and da 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 and all this. I said, okay, where's Ashley Eckstein?
Yeah,
Ashley,
the voice actor for Sabine.
I don't know. Yeah, she could have. I don't mind Rosario Dawson. It's just as Ahsoka. It's just this show was a mess, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
People's careers go to die.
But they should have actually picked a better actress. Rosario Dawson's okay. She was okay back in the day. She is not a very good actress. She's okay.
Yeah, and
it depends what she does, man. She's
and when I talked about with Ahsoka with Rosario Dawson, is that when I saw Ahsoka the show, every time I see her face and when she fights, there's no emotions. It's not even like she's trying to play the fucking role, and it does remind me. She does remind me of Bella from Twilight.
Oh
with
man,
these
what
acting
a horrible
skills.
character, dude.
Well,
sweet Jesus!
They try to
the whole
push this
franchise was
stoic
horrible.
attitude. They try to push this stoic attitude on women, and it just doesn't work for women.
Nope. But I know, Fenrir, you have to go. So can you please promote yourself and stuff like that, Fenrir?
Okay, first of all, he has a good point. Women cannot pull that look. And second, you all know who I am. You all know where you can find me. My channel's on YouTube. Just write the name. It's right there.
What was your name again?
Or go.
What was your name?
You illiterate bastards. Learn to read.
Hey.
Or go look for me on Twitter and give me a follow there.
All right.
Yep.
You can find me there for fun. But yeah, learn to read, guys. I'm not going to help you on this one.
Thanks for being here, brother.
Nice
it's always a pleasure, Jason. See you next time, guys.
See you next time, Fenrir. But no, I compared Rosario Dawson's acting to Bella from Twilight because that is the way I feel when I see Ahsoka.
There, bro.
Can't believe you watched those movies.
I was in a relationship at that time. Okay.
Well,
every guy I know that's watched it had their girlfriend made him watch it. My wife wouldn't watch that.
What movie?
I could not see those movies in the theater.
Twilight.
They come on HBO, and you ask yourself, why are these three main characters so ridiculous and not in a good way? And then the Coen family is like pretty much the only interesting thing I remember from any of those movies. And then you forget those movies.
It was just so funny how he defended that whole show, and it was so accurate to the canon. And again, the whole fucking stupid debate with but the characters have grown up, their life is different, that's why they're not kids anymore, in that kind of sense. What the fuck,
dude? I got a guy at work that is psyched out about Miss Marvel or the new
why
Marvel.
Did you ask him why?
Well, he's like, his niece was really into it. He bought her the bracelet stuff. I'm like, yeah, you bought it for yourself. He's like, oh well, I couldn't even get a pre-sale ticket. I just like I had to buy it secondhand or whatever. Through, I
What?
guess through StubHub or whatever, because it's at Disney. I'm like, yeah. So you bought like one of 200 seats. I'm like, they're projected $50 to $75 million opening night.
I don't think it's going to hit that much opening weekend.
Okay,
so wait, is that the domestic projection?
Domestic projections, yes.
Is supposed to top out is 25 to 57. Oh fuck! I want to go look it up now.
75 to 50 million based on pre-sales.
Oh my ass! It might hit 50. Oh, I'm sorry. That domestic? No, nobody cares. Nobody's interested. Like it's already like this is going to prove why the first movie made $2 billion. It's because where it took place. Everybody thought they had to see it.
Yep.
And now it's like, oh, there's no interest. You're talking about characters that you have to go watch TV series behind a paywall to have any idea who there are. Not like the casual fan does not know who Monica Rambeau is, does not know who Miss Marvel is. They don't read the comics. They don't know any of these characters.
Yeah.
Even the projections. It's I don't see it. I just don't see it.
And people don't have the money they had.
Right.
I don't even think that's the case.
Yeah.
Because you have movies like, again, shut up, Jason, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Super Mario movie, Spider-Man, No Way Home.
Yeah.
All those movies broke
the live action one.
Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
All those movies broke $1 billion.
Right, but I'm saying people were interested in those. People, this is just
exactly.
a Marvel movie.
That's the whole
just
point.
a Marvel movie. There's no reason to flock to it. And people don't have the expendable income to be like, oh, there's a new Marvel movie. You want to go watch it? And be like, well, who is it? I don't have no idea who that is. I'm not going to go watch it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, like, I guess even like Guardians was considered a success after a while, but it took a while. I don't think it's. I think it's the weakest one out of the three. Personally, I thought it was pretty
Guardians
good,
3. I think it just broke even.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah. I actually enjoyed that movie. I thought it was fair, done fairly well. It was a good sign off. The end of it was way too fucking long.
Did you agree that Gamora was just too much of a bitch in that? I don't know. I was kind of like, did they really need to bring her back? She was driving me nuts in that movie personally.
Well, and I get it. It's like her before the Guardians and everything else, and Gamora was pretty much a stone cold assassin. So I kind of got it.
Okay.
I think they played on it a little hard.
Yeah, no, I agree with Wookie there, and I enjoyed the third movie more than the second movie.
Really?
Yeah. It was a lot of things I didn't quite like with the second movie, and I didn't like that they changed the father of Peter. I didn't like that. Oh, suddenly it's a big planet named, that's Ego. It's now a totally different fucking character in the comics and all that. And I didn't like that concept. I could survive it, but I was not the biggest fan of it. I think Guardians 2 it's decent, but I like the third one better.
Of course, the best part of Guardians 3 was Rocket's story. That was quite.
I still haven't seen it.
Well, that's the whole reason I went to see the first one opening night was because fucking Rocket the Raccoon was in it.
No, he's
like, this guy's an asshole.
Yeah. The one thing I hated with the third one was, of course, Adam Warlock.
Oh, he was horrible.
He didn't really fit in the movie. He was there to just be there.
It's like, what are we doing with this?
Yeah, they totally changed the character. And again, talk about a big miscast. I did not like the casting on that one. But overall, with everything else in the movie, I did enjoy in the third one. So I think the third one was better than the second one. But of course, the first one is the best of all of them.
Yeah, the first one is still my favorite.
Yeah. No, the first one was really well done. And it's like I said, James Gunn can make certain stuff, he can make certain stuff, but certain stuff he just can't make. And I don't believe in his DCU world. He has to start he has to start shut the fuck up on Twitter and other places about what his and when and Wookie
and
everyone,
the fuck up on Twitter tends to go for most celebrities.
Yeah. And Wookie, I think Wookie killed in all of us. We've mostly seen, the Flash movie, right?
I've seen half of it.
So
they're saying the special effects weren't even done for that movie.
Oh, you can see it wasn't. Oh my god. They can try to excuse what the fuck they want, man. I work with films and all that fucking crap. You see that it's not fucking finished. But James Gunn, he came out, it's one of the best superhero movies ever. And then he decided, I want Andy, the director of the Flash movie, to do my Batman movie.
Mm.
So Andy, who made the Flash, he was the director of it. He's gonna do the Batman movie for James Gunn.
I think Flash became part of the problem that Marvel has. They were trying to copy Marvel so much with starting the movie before the script was done, for all this stuff. Because remember, James Gunn made a big deal that the script will be written and it will be finished before we even start pre-production. That was a big problem with Marvel. That's why they're doing all the reshoots and fixing everything in post the expensive way. Gunn came from Troma Films. They didn't have any money. One shot and you're done.
Like I've said before, after things they've said, came out and talked also about, oh, we are not going to have, nothing with, the old movies, or, everything from Peacemaker and other stuff. They're not canon, but Peacemaker is returning to his universe. He's still going to have Amanda Waller, and they're still going to keep Blue Beetle. So I'm like, James Gunn, what are you thinking here? You're saying that everything else, it's no canon, but it's kind of, some of the characters are still in a way canon in your universe with the things you're doing. So how are you gonna resolve that? You could have just used the excuse of the Flash, just use that as an excuse to like reboot your universe, and just everything is rebooted. You have a whole new cast. You don't bring back Peacemaker, don't bring back other characters from the movies. Even though the movie fucking tanked and was really bad, but you could use that as the first movie in your universe and continue with the whole original universe and concept and do stuff. The other problem I have with James Gunn when he talked about the Batman movies, that they're gonna skip the whole, Dick Grayson, Tim Drake. They're gonna skip all of them. Maybe they will be mentioned, but they're going straight to Damian Wayne's story. And I'm like, yes, I like Damian Wayne in the comics. I have liked him. I like him. I think he's a cool character and all. But I kind of want to see, Dick Grayson. I want to see the real Tim Drake, not the gay Tim Drake that we have now, or bisexual or whatever. But I want to see these characters also established before, I want to see them grow before we get Damian Wayne. And yeah, that's my view on it, though. I don't know what you would Kilted Cash, Chris.
Wonder if they're going to go straight to Nightwing and Justice League and stuff like that. It might be why they're skipping Dick Grayson. And probably, I would say you already had Robin and stuff in the old movies. A lot of those people have seen them. I'm not against it. My thought was that storyline was not very good, is what I was told. I haven't read it. And that's what he said. That was one of his favorite comics. You can't fault him for that, at least if he uses the comic as the base for it.
This man also hates Batman 89. However you feel about that movie, without that film, we wouldn't be getting certain movies that we did later on.
Yeah.
That started a lot of things. Yes.
Yep. No,
and that's probably my favorite Batman movie.
It's a good one.
It's very good.
But I don't have faith in James Gunn and the stuff that he's saying. If he just should stop talking and writing on Twitter and all that kind of stuff, and just write your shit, do your stuff, and commercial that a movie is almost done and we are starting filming, and just do like the normal small stuff to tease it, just do that, but don't say more than that, and just surprise us and see if we like it or not.
Wookie, did you enjoy Suicide Squad 2 by any chance? I know he directed.
No, I did not. I did not care for that movie.
Yeah, I had problems with it, man. I felt a lot of the jokes didn't land, and I was like, well, I was hoping
I would like to see dick jokes.
No, not after.
My biggest part was they killed Russell Flagg.
Yes,
whatever his name is, Flagg. I was really against that. That after that scene, I was done with that movie.
I see.
I did like the Harley Quinn thing. I said we had a guy with red flags again, and she shoots the dude. I thought that was absolutely hilarious.
I thought Suicide Squad Harley is not bad. I thought out of the other stuff in the movie, that part was all right.
They could have just removed Margot Robbie from the.
They could have.
Yeah,
they could have. You're right. That could work.
They could have. It would not make a lot of change if they did. Right. And again, I don't like this version of Harley Quinn at all. So I've said this before. I think. The first Suicide Squad did a better job on Harley Quinn than, the Suicide Squad 2. And, of course, Birds of Prey, of course, that was...
Oh, man, dude, I wanted to throw some... that movie was awful.
But ever since the first Suicide Squad with Harley Quinn in it, every time I see Margaret Robbie, I think of Fran Drescher.
Really?
They sound exactly alike.
Oh my goodness! I haven't.
Not thought
I got
about
to split.
I mean, Fran Drescher was kind of
I gotta
hot
Yeah.
back in the day.
Kilted,
It's
please
fallen.
promote yourself, man.
Thank y'all for having me. It was a fun couple of hours. I was a little bit late. I was been kind of groggy. Actually, this discussion woke me up. Thank y'all very much. Absolute
No
fun.
problem.
WookieBeBad. Nice meeting you. Prismatics, Cash Money. Everybody, Jason. Good seeing y'all again.
Pris,
Yeah.
is
Y'all
you,
have a
are
good
you
night.
awake?
What?
Pris, is he awake?
Pris?
Is he? Oh, no.
Okay.
Dang it, Priz.
But yeah, my channel, Kilted Cajun on YouTube. I talk about the nonsense of just nonsense, just absolute nonsense. Yeah, live streams on Wednesdays. I've been playing Cyberpunk 2077 on the weekends.
Nice, man.
So yeah, come check me out. Thank y'all for having me. But I gotta go and get ice cream. So y'all have a good one.
Get
See
your
y'all
ice
next
cream, dude.
time.
Have a nice one, brother.
Have a good one. Talk to you soon.
I still want to see, the Ire cut of Suicide Squad, the original version that Ire wanted, that he did.
Okay.
I still want to see it to just see what he did. I'm interested to see what he really wanted this movie to be, because we all know that Joker is a big part of this movie until the end in his version.
Hot take: I really enjoyed Jared Leto's Joker.
I don't know, man. I'm not sure. I just thought it's just too flamboyant for me. I don't know. I didn't like it.
I enjoyed Jared.
Personally.
It's like
I know
I've
some
said,
people
if
did, but-
he just got, we have not seen the real shots. We have only seen,
well,
the reshots.
maybe that would help.
Yeah, we've only seen the reshoots of him as the Joker. The only time we've seen him as the Joker that Ayer wanted was in the Suicide Squad trailer. That's the only time we saw the version that he wanted. That was a little bit different and more dark. But we only saw the reshoots of the way he acted. And I like Jared Leto. I think just with the right script and everything, I think he would do a proper fucking good Joker. For fuck's sake, I have tattooed Jared Leto's Joker logo on my fucking arm, and that kind of says a lot. I enjoy Jared Leto. The only thing I didn't enjoy was, the laugh. I wasn't the biggest fan of the laugh, but it does sound like a door. But other than that, I enjoyed him. I really enjoyed him, and I liked the chemistry with him and Margot Robbie. I think the chemistry was pretty decent between them in the movie. And every time I watch the movie, of course, I watch the extended cut, the extended version of the movie. I don't watch the regular cut.
I've never watched the extended cut.
Yeah, it has a lot more in
watched
it.
it earlier.
Yeah, it has a lot more into it that makes it a little bit better. But no, I prefer. I will watch the first Suicide Squad movie any day of the week and just skip the second movie. That is it doesn't exist for me. It's just like the sequels. It's not canon for me. There's like only one Suicide movie, Suicide Squad live action movie.
Yeah, I can't. I watched that once in the theaters. I can't watch that again. Maybe I've watched it a bit, but
I am a fan of James Gunn's idea where you can have movies then they're not canon. And I wish Star Wars would do that and be like, well, it is, but they have to make
it would be nice. You could have side stories that don't have to just connect to Star Wars. I agree with you. Yes.
I mean, you could do a Kyle Katarn movie and be like, this is not canon, but here it is. It's fun.
Yeah, they could. Definitely.
And make justice to the character.
Oh, yeah. You just got to get enough people to care.
I think they would have made him a great Jedi.
I don't.
We had a discussion at work the other day, and I've been talking about it with Fractured. Supposedly, there's no such thing as a gray Jedi. You're either light or dark. You can be in process of going one or the other.
These gray Jedi things.
Yeah.
Not
because
sure.
If balance is actually just the light side, how do you walk the line?
It's good. That's a good question.
Right.
Yep. But I will mention there is actually in Jedi Path, the Jedi book that we got before Disney took over and all that kind of stuff. They actually talk about Grey Jedi in that book.
Okay.
And is that Legends?
That is expanded universe. This is 2010 when the book came out.
Well,
but it's not what the Shields claim it to be. They're still Jedi. I have it right here because I did reread.
Great Jedi then is on more the light side, but they're kind of confused and they're kind of
no. I have it here. Okay. So this is from the Jedi Path book. So the so-called Grey Jedi have been with us since the beginning, although they do not break the Jedi orthodoxy concerning the dark side. They bristle when asked to take orders from the Council. The Grey Jedi makes compromisions, cut corners, and hide their actions, and yada yada. You can also read it here. So this is what the Grey Jedi is.
Oh, so they make compromises and cut corners and hide their actions.
Yeah, so it's nothing about you know you go you know the dark side, you know that you have your own rules and all that. That's just all of that is fan made, but
Of
this
course
is what
it
Grey
is.
Jedi is talked to be about. And you also have, like they wrote here, some call Master Qui-Gon a Grey Jedi, and I confess I can see why they do. He's going to get us. He's gonna get me into trouble. Kenobi, you know, he wrote, and Luke also wrote, you know, in the expanded universe here. Interesting. Wonder if he did. You know.
Huh. That is cool. I might have to read
the
that
books
book.
that came in like the fancy boxes that like
opened
up.
They had those.
I had the Sith Holocron and the Bounty Hunter book downstairs.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like with the Jedi Path is that, again, I hate Ahsoka. And I hate that Ahsoka, you know, her writing in it and all that kind of stuff. I hate Ahsoka. But I can survive it. But so the Grey Jedi are a thing in that kind of sense. But it's not what all the shills are saying it is, you know, like what they claim that, you know, Kyle Katarn is a Grey Jedi because he's been using the lightning in the games.
That's a stretch, man. I don't.
They are just, you know, they don't. They just, you know, they bristle a little when they get asked to take orders and stuff like that. They don't follow the council as much, like Qui-Gon did. You know, he didn't want to be a part of the council, and you know, he kind of followed the Force more and yada yada. So all that kind of stuff, you know. I've forgotten this, so I'm really happy that I did reread the book. I'm just like, right, okay, I've totally fucking forgot about that, because in a couple of fucking years I only heard that, you know, these fucking shill fans, this Disney shills talk about their view on Grey Jedi. I'm like, so that's why my mind has always been like, you know, the Grey Jedi is not a thing, it's not da, but it is just not the way the shills they say it is, you know what I mean?
It's typical.
I had a discussion with the shaved head girl about Ahsoka and Grey Jedi, and she's like, well, her lightsabers are white. She's a Grey Jedi. And I'm like, do you know why her lightsabers are white? And I had to go through the whole thing about crystals bleeding and her cleansing the blood from the crystals and all that shit. She had no idea. And I'm like, that's why they're white, because they're without color, because she washed it away with the Force.
Yeah. I never liked that concept.
What? Somebody. Okay.
Right, sure. That is from that Ahsoka novel book.
That is okay.
And that's also why, you know, some Sith have red lightsabers, because they're bleeding the lightsaber, the crystal. They're bleeding it.
Yeah, they got rid of the synthetic crystal.
Wow.
Yeah. No,
my brain is about to explode a little bit. All right, continue.
I like the more original concept, like in the expanded universe, and colors has meanings too, you know.
Right.
In the expanded universe.
That. Yes. Yeah.
It's like a lot of Jedi.
I had to explain what a yellow saber meant, and a blue saber, and a green saber, and all that good stuff.
Yeah. And it's just like, but that doesn't matter anymore, you know. Now you can just, I'm going to the dark side, so I'm just gonna bleed the whatever fucking lightsaber, you know, crystal it is, and just make it red. Oh, I find a red crystal, you know, it's like, you know, it's bled and evil, and so I'm just gonna heal it, cleanse it.
Pick up a fucking lightsaber, like, oh, this one's not gonna work because I'm not this kind of person. Like, that's just
I need to cleanse it before I'm gonna go to battle. I need to bleed it before I go to battle. That's not how it works though. But no, it's not that many that have actually read the Ahsoka novel and knows why she has white sabers. And it's just like, it's a lot of the shills too. They don't read a lot of these comics or books. Sometimes they only go through the fucking series.
Go through some of the lore at least, but I guess they don't care about that either. I don't know.
But we're talking about games. Wookie and Cash, are you gonna get the new Spider-Man 2 game?
You mean where you get to spray paint as a deaf girl and they mute all the volume to like make you feel it?
I don't really understand some of the decisions, especially the ugly faces on people like Mary Jane and Black Cat. Like the faces just kind of look.
I remember
look
Black
kinda
Cat is now
mannish,
LGBTQ.
I know she is, and she's bi because a few years ago she had to become bi in the comics. So of course Insomniac Games is going to be like, well, we have to make her. She's still bi, so whatever. It's really weird to me. It's just weird. Like Black Cat, she can be just straight. It's okay. She doesn't have to be LGBT, but whatever. This like Harry's face looks off to me too. I don't know. I think his face looked better in the first game. Some of these faces look off. I'm like, I feel like the modders when this finally comes out for PC, which hopefully should be a few months. And this game may make a lot of money on PS5. It's certainly getting a lot of high reviews, 9.5, 9.
Another thing that pissed me off is that they took so many comics into one storyline. They mashed and mixed it all up that it became too fucking much. And a lot of the new lore too, with Venom and other stuff, it makes no fucking sense.
Ooh. That's pretty cool.
That is cool. I do like that. That is amazing.
You know what? Yeah, I might
it's only $80.
Not bad.
I might get that.
And
I might too.
Statue.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and it's also Diamond Comics who did it. They can make a lot of good stuff. Of course, I need to order it. We don't have GameStop in Norway either way, so we would never have that in Norway. But
right,
yeah.
If I can trade in my unopened PS5 for it.
Oh.
Are you gonna ever open it then, Wookie?
I bought it just for the God of War franchise, and
you did? Okay.
Yeah, and I started playing Elden Ring on Xbox, and
okay, yeah,
and just been between that and YouTube, and I work 50 hours a week. It's kind of hard to have time to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah, I've set a goal to beat Elden Ring before December, so I got to get back on that because the DLC is supposed to drop right before Christmas. They're just saying it's going to be announced at the Game Awards.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I think Beargate 3 might win Game of the Year, but it might not. It might be Zelda. I don't know.
Many people think that Spider-Man will win Game of the Year.
I think there's way more hype behind Baldur's Gate and Lies of P.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Lies of P, man. I'm excited to play that. I'm excited.
I played that, and I'm like, fuck, this is harder than Elden Ring.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal, and it's Pinocchio meets Dark Souls, basically. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people play it, and it looks just so fucking fun. I was excited when I saw it the first time they showed it. Damn, dude, this game actually looks really fun, dude.
If you get a few months of Game Pass, you can play it on there if you want to test.
I have Game Pass.
Okay.
I have it on my Xbox. I have already, downloaded it. Yeah, I have it ready for playing that too. But I have a lot of things I have to play now just because of you too, man. Because you gave me games on my birthday. So.
Well, yeah, man. Because those are all that stuff is quality, though. Maybe I do have one Dragon Ball game. I've never really gotten into Dragon Ball. Maybe I will, or Dragon Ball Z. So maybe sometime.
If you're into fighting games, the Dragon Ball games are kind of cool. So are the Naruto games.
Yeah,
I tried one of
fun.
the Naruto ones. I was like, I kind of got bored with it, man. It was just like a demo. But I kind of see why that series is still popular, I guess. I don't know if it's changed or not, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm sold now. I couldn't keep up on a fighting game like that.
Well,
I could probably beat the story mode, but I couldn't do anything online.
Tekken 8 might be great, but
I'm so excited for it. I am excited
for it.
I don't. For me, it's worth it.
Yeah,
but I'm a big Tekken guy. That's the thing. I'm a big fucking Tekken guy. So I'm like, I will buy it either way. If it's shit, it's shit. But I am gonna buy it and play it through it.
You might be able to find a deal.
Dead or Alive, just to piss people off.
I remember those.
The first Silent Hill movie was really good, but the second
I
one
liked the first one.
The first one was very good.
Yeah.
I even know some people who did a fan project. They changed it, they revitalized it, they did a lot of things. They made Rey evil and then she became good again, and a lot of things that Disney refused to do. And they even made sure that Luke is the Luke that we know from old, so not just the hermit Luke.
Yeah.
Well, the
No,
Colin
no,
Trevorrow
Wookie.
script was supposedly pretty good.
Oh, Colin Trevorrow. I have read it, the script that came out. There's actually another person out there who actually made it into a comic, so people could like see the story that he was going for. I didn't like everything, you know, some rewrites here and there, and the story would have been a lot better. And you know, Rey was her own character with her own heritage, and you know, there was Kylo Ren who killed the parents. He became the main villain. You actually had Hux killing himself. Hux committed suicide in the story.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he actually collected lightsabers and other stuff. So he actually, in the story that Colin made, Hux had Mace Windu's lightsaber, and he stabbed himself with it in the stomach.
Oh Jesus!
So he went really dark with Hux, dude,
Wow.
because he can't handle a failure, you know.
He was almost kind of like the Knights of Ren as a dark force worshiper.
Yeah. No, Rey got double lightsaber. She actually got training, like real training. Notice it was just like, you know, a lot of different stuff in Colin Trevorrow's storyline.
Yeah.
And I see we have someone in the chat, the good old friend of mine, Mr. fucking Claw. Dude, it's a long time, brother. It's good to see you, man. I hope you're doing fucking well, bro. It's good to see you, man. But no, Colin Trevorrow's script was more interesting, and Claus said, yes, just finished Spider-Man 2. Yeah, we just talked about Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, Crit just sent me all these messages about Spider-Man 2 and all the political agenda that's in there. Well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised because of how Insomniac has turned, but I have to say I've been enjoying
gameplay
Ratchet
is good,
and
though. The
Clank.
gameplay
Yeah,
is
oh,
good,
of
though.
course, I'm sure it is. The Last of Us 2, the gameplay is really good.
Yeah, the
It's
gameplay
just-
was
there's
fun.
other stuff, yeah.
What
if
I
you are
think is
gonna-
funny is you take like games that are not that woke, and people are screaming about them being woke. But you take games like Cyberpunk and
Right.
things full of political agenda, and they're like, "Oh, it's the greatest thing ever!" And you have, you know, CD Projekt Red touting their menstrual leave, and they're doing ESG videos and all this stuff, and people can't wait to play those games.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Cyberpunk just kept getting to be a better game. I'm gonna play it sometime soon. I did buy it. If you're gonna buy it, I would say buying on PC is the best for mods and other things. But
yeah, no, I am gonna buy a Cyberpunk and all that. I haven't still not played it.
Mm-hmm.
But so it was fine for me on Series X. I was on the One X at the time. My buddy was on the regular Xbox, and he said there was like nobody walking on the streets, like it was completely empty. Like we would share screenshots and stuff. It was pretty broken when it came out, and people forgave that because they fixed the game instead of actually releasing a game that was fixed.
I just want to say, hail to Lester, man. It's fucking good to see you,
Hey,
brother.
Lester, good talking to you.
It's real nice to see you.
Yeah,
real nice to see you again, man. And I will send you the whole list of the expanded universe books and comics and all that. I promise you that I will do that.
Yeah,
so I
and-
will do that.
Once again, though, like whatever people like, I'm not hating on people. If you enjoyed Spider-Man 2, that's fine, man. But
Oh yeah, if you enjoy
just
it,
don't
you
tell
enjoy
me
it.
that I need to enjoy it all. So that's when I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lester is saying, so you're saying I shouldn't buy Spider-Man 2? Teehee.
It's up to you,
Well,
man.
That's all up to you, brother. It's all up to you, man. It's like the gameplay is, you know, that is the plus side of the whole game. It is the gameplay is fun. The combat is fun. You know, all that kind of stuff is really nice. I'm just not really thrilled by the story. That's just my take on it. I was not thrilled by the story. It was too much of the modern comics of Venom and other shit in it that I just didn't like as much. But yeah, Cyberpunk, man. I hope my PC will handle it.
It should. I mean, there's a lot of cool content. I would probably also say
Yeah,
that
it's because of the mods, you know. That's why I want
yeah,
it.
yeah. It probably has some of the better customization, even better than Baldur's Gate 3, or as I like to call Bear Gate 3. I understand it's
Yeah.
all optional, but it's easy to mock this stuff when they
Have
want
that
optional
character that can become a
nonsense.
bear.
Yes, yeah. Oh man.
Oh yeah, the Baldur's Gate stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a short involving the troll sex scene. Thanks, Mr. Bug.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, Jace was showing me a lot of those scenes one day after the stream was over. I said, "Dang it, Jace! Like, it was just something. It was something. It just really
yes, it
was. Like,
was.
and this is based on D&D. And once again, you buy this game, that's fine. This stuff is all optional. You don't have to do the whatever bestiality stuff where the guy turns into a bear.
It's only Moss who likes that shit.
Oh boy! But to me, that's just not needed in a game based on D&D, so I'm just not interested in it. Other people, they want to buy it, knock yourself out. It's just not for me.
I looked at it and I realized it was like RTS, and I'm like, I'm done.
You know, okay. You're not a big RTS fan?
No, I'm not. I'm not a fan of that top-down plan your moves.
Oh, okay.
The last game I played like that to completion was Final Fantasy VII.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I think that was the only game I've ever played that's like that.
Great game.
Yeah, no, I like the Final Fantasy gaming style on those games. I think that kind of stuff, you know, works in those games. But I'm not like the biggest fan of that type of games myself when that's the gameplay. But when it comes to, for example, with Final Fantasy, I'm like, I'm all good because I love Final Fantasy. I love the universe of Final Fantasy. So I'm like, I'm all good with that. That is the gameplay. That's how the gameplay has been for years and years and on. So I'm like, okay, I can survive it.
But the Blitzball stuff is excessive in Final Fantasy X. But I would still say it's a quality game.
No, so I'm excited to finally go through, you know, Final Fantasy X and X2 again because it's a remastered versions, and happily, you know, Mr. Cash Money here, you know, on my birthday he bought me that game and 2 other games. So finally, I can go through the remastered versions of those games. I'm pretty excited for it. Lester said, many games have bad stories and have had bad stories for a while. Not since the first 3 Mega Mans. Yeah.
Yeah, and if In My Claw is still around, did you enjoy Spider-Man 2, man? If you're still around, I'm curious.
I know that he's a big Spider-Man fan. He used to be here a lot before. You know, he's one of the OGs from back in the day. So I know that he loves Spider-Man, so I'm really interested to. So Claw, if you have time, man, you're allowed to just pop in, man. I would love to listen to your views on the Spider-Man game, because we all are different on it. I like different opinions when it comes to this game and other shit. So
yeah, man, I want to know if you liked it, didn't like it, made you feel something great.
Yeah, I mentioned to see how my normie friend. See what he thinks of the game. He did complain about Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, there's a gay community you have to help, and it's all dudes. He's like, how the hell do they keep making people? And but I mentioned because he's never read the comics and stuff. He's only watched the movies and done all this stuff, and he's like, Miles Morales is not Spider-Man. Get over it. But like I said, I get he's a variant, but he's not the Spider-Man. Peter Parker is the Spider-Man,
and he always will be. And I remember in one of the shows, I think it was the Ultimate Spider-Man animated show or something, when you have Miles and he has like a Kid Arachnig or something. That was his name instead of, you know, being Spider-Man, he had his own name. And I think that would have fit a lot more because I kind of like when superheroes have their own name, their own personality. They don't try to be another superhero that is already established and loved and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be fun to see if, you know, Cash, if you're gonna buy the game. I'm excited to listen to your opinions when you get through the fucking game.
I want to wait through. I want to see what modders are gonna do and fix faces and upset people and say, "Hey, she's more attractive than,"
but
or
it's
whatever.
Gonna be what, 2 years before they release it on Steam?
Actually, the new person that they've got with Sony, I think, said that they want to release this stuff a few months after it's out on PS5, but we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, I know.
No
It
way.
does feel like 2 years, doesn't it?
Well, and also you had the people raising hell because somebody replaced all the pride flags with American
Yeah.
flags.
Yeah, that was the first.
And now
Yeah.
you have pride flags and Ukrainian flags.
Uh-huh. Oh, you saw
Yep.
that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've also got a Black Lives Matter billboard too, for some reason. Of course.
Yep. The political stuff has to be there, you know. That's what they do. We need to, you know,
Disgusting.
cater to the wokies here and there.
Stupid. This game, I guess, is just full of stuff even more than the first game. That's really disappointing. But we'll see what
You
the
know, like-
modders do with it, and then some of them
Yeah.
will get banned on Nexus mods and stuff.
Yeah,
What
I was
did
gonna
you
mention
do?
that because Nexus is not. They don't like that. You know, they
Oh,
cater. They're like,
no, they
no,
do
they
not.
will ban you.
That's right.
But hey, Nexus, you know, that is a good way to lose your customers that likes this website. You know, you will lose those people, and they will find some other website and other people to do that.
I'm just
But-
glad. I was thinking of getting that bundle of the Spider-Man too. I'm glad I didn't now. What the hell? I mean, I don't know. It just seems like these stuff is a mess. It's just, even with the Baldur's Gate 3 and all the sex that they want to push and stuff, I'm like, I mean, you can, but what is this? You guys trying to turn this into Game of Thrones? Because D&D is different than Game of Thrones. That's at least how it feels. And demons and having sex, and then you walk in on them or whatever. It's just like, okay, this is something. Now, all this stuff is optional in the game, though, and there is a game there, obviously, but it's something. It's something.
So I'm thinking about wrapping it up. So we're just gonna go around the table. So I'm just gonna start with Prismatics. Prismatics is asleep. He's sleeping like normal. You can find Prismatics, of course, on Twitter, fighting all the wokey pokies and LGBT communities and all that kind of stuff. If you like to watch him fight those motherfuckers, it's really fun. You can also find him on Twitch and on his personal YouTube channel, and of course here. And you can always experience, even on his own channel, he can fall asleep.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That is
something.
That is something. So one time, me, Moss, and Pris, we did a stream on his channel talking about stuff, and Prismatics did fall asleep on his own channel. So me and Moss, you're just like I said, it was good that we were using this StreamYard that I have, because then I could end the stream. So it was good that I could do that, but he did fall asleep. So me and Moss is just like, yeah, we're just gonna stay for a little bit longer to talk and stuff, and we will see if he wakes up or not. But but he did fall asleep on his own show when he was the fucking host. So that is all fun. And then of course our good friend WookieBeBad. Please promote yourself, brother. Where can they find you?
So this Sunday I will have my show at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna have Beard of Liberty, Joker Boys, and Fractured on. The Fractured Filter does his show on Saturdays, the Saturday Night Sith. Pretty cool Star Wars nerd. I don't really have any videos coming out. I don't have anything really to make one. There's a thing on Carolina Care. I might make a thing about where they're not going to tell you your children's prescriptions.
Okay.
But other than that, Thursday nights I'm on Static's show, on his channel, on Static 2020 show. And we'll see what I can come up with. I'm looking for some new stuff to make some videos on. Maybe take some time off after Ahsoka. Ahsoka was horrible.
Yeah. And then, of course, Mr. Cash Money.
Oh, man. We've been, this week there's been Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which I highly recommend if you enjoy platform games. So I'm planning on playing more of that tomorrow. Before that, yesterday, some Myth Force. Myth Force is like a 80s cartoon thing. It's pretty cool. I know it got mixed reviews and people are like, oh, it's just too repetitive, but it's actually pretty fun, even without friends. You just got to set a good goal in that game. But I'm working on that. I've been playing those and grinding, and I'm hoping to finish maybe Rift Apart tomorrow. We'll see. And then next week, I'm going to be starting Dishonored because I've actually never finished that game. And I thought, well, you know what? Maybe it's time to actually finish it on stream. So I've got that, and then Sunday I've got Pop Talk with Mike and Baron at 10 a.m. So, and then when I'm not doing that, I'll be here. And then when I'm not doing that, I'll be on my own channel.
Yeah.
Working on stuff. I'm still working on some videos, but the gaming streams seem to be going pretty well. So,
Yep.
I've been working on being more consistent with my own channel. So it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, man. No, I'm happy for a channel, man, and I want it to grow. So,
Thank you, man.
no, of course, man. Anything more you want to say?
No, just still. I'm also going to be working on stuff on Rumble too. It's nice I have enough followers on there so I can do things. So I can take things to another level that I can't on YouTube.
Yep.
But yeah.
Exactly.
And of course, I want to see 540 continue to grow as well. So.
No, thank you.
And Pop Talk.
And other than that, I want to say thank you to the audience who's been here tonight and, writing and having fun with us. And I know this was an unplanned stream, but we are still gonna stream on Tuesday and Thursday. But other than that, I also want to say thanks to Phil for actually being here. And people, oh, it's Phil. Yeah, he's a real person. He's a real person. Unfortunately, he was not here when Cash showed up. Because that would have been fun. He's so much better than you. He claims.
That's
and
what he
your
claims.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
the jester claims that. The court jester.
Yeah, he does. No, and I have stuff in the works with the channel. I'm also working on certain videos myself. It's some Star Wars lore, and this is also Star Wars lore before the Clone Wars ever happened. So I'm going through Asajj Ventress' real story, and I'm also gonna go through other characters that I love in the expanded universe. So I'm really excited to get those done. I'm trying to finish all of them before I release them because I like to have scheduled stuff, and I like to plan out stuff. So I'm working on that. I'm also working. I don't know when it's gonna be released by the band, but I'm working on a music video thing for a band in Norway. So I'm really excited to get that done. Of course, you can find me here on our channel. You can also find me on Pop Culture Minefield sometimes. Sometimes I'm over there and talk about movies and other stuff there. Good friends of ours. You can also sometimes find me on T-Shirt Historian. Sometimes I will be there. You can also find me at Sir Talks a Lot on his channel. Sir Talks a Lot. We talk about other stuff, and I'm also still working with Mike Barron and Chuck Dixon to do some more streams together. But other than that, as I always say, life's too short. Make the most of it and win 540 and a panel. We love you. We appreciate you. We would not been here today if it wasn't for all of you guys out there and of all your support. You guys inspire us every single day to continue doing what we're doing. And other than that, we will see you next time. And do remember,
shut the fuck up. You're a fucking cunt. Shut the fuck up. You're a stupid